Port Charles is reeling, alliances are cracking, and secrets are bubbling to the surface as General Hospital heads into a pulse-pounding Tuesday, January 20th episode that promises emotional devastation, shocking twists, and at least one jaw-dropping reunion moment fans have been waiting years to see. At the center of the storm are two explosive storylines: Drew Kane facing the consequences of a horrifying betrayal involving Willow and a mysterious Syringe, and Britt delivering a surprise to Jason Morgan that could change the course of both of their lives forever. Fasten your seatbelts, because Tuesday's episode isn't just dramatic, it's transformative. It all started with a single, chilling image: Willow, trembling and terrified, holding a syringe she never intended to use. The circumstances surrounding how she got it, what was inside it, and who pushed her toward that unthinkable act have sent shockwaves through Port Charles. For weeks, Willow has been unraveling under the weight of secrets, guilt, and emotional manipulation. Caught between loyalty to Michael, complicated feelings about Nina, and the suffocating pressure of powerful men pulling strings behind the scenes, Willow has become a pawn in a much larger, darker game. But no one expected that game to involve a needle. The syringe wasn't just a prop, it was a threat, a warning, and possibly a weapon. And all roads now lead to one man, Drew Kane. Drew has spent months positioning himself as Willow's protector, her confidant, her emotional anchor in a time of crisis. On the surface, he appeared to be the calm in her storm, the man trying to keep her safe while everyone else demanded answers and loyalty. But Tuesday's episode forces the town, and the audience, to ask a terrifying question. Was Drew truly trying to save Willow, or was he orchestrating her descent? Sources hint that Drew's involvement with the syringe goes deeper than anyone realizes. Whether he supplied it, knew about it, or deliberately placed Willow in a situation where it would be used, the fallout is about to be massive. The word shocker isn't being used lightly, because the truth, once revealed, could destroy Drew's carefully constructed image and leave him facing consequences he never anticipated. On Tuesday, Drew finds himself under intense scrutiny. Laura Collins, ever the moral compass of Port Charles, begins to question his version of events. Sonny, already wary of Drew's political ambitions and secret alliances, senses something rotten beneath the surface. And Michael? Michael is furious. Michael's protective instincts toward Willow go into overdrive when he learns just how close she came to a life-altering mistake. He demands to know who put her in that position, who manipulated her fear, who allowed her to believe that a syringe was the only way out. All signs point to Drew. The most emotionally devastating moment of the episode may come when Willow finally opens up about what really happened. Her voice shaking, her eyes filled with tears, she recounts the fear that gripped her, the pressure she felt, and the subtle suggestions that led her down such a dangerous path. Was Drew the one who made her feel trapped? Did he imply that drastic measures were necessary? Did he promise protection while quietly steering her toward self-destruction? Willow doesn't outright accuse him, at least not at first. But the pieces of her story paint a picture that's impossible to ignore. By the end of Tuesday's episode, Drew's future in Port Charles hangs by a thread. Legal consequences loom large, especially if evidence surfaces linking him directly to the syringe. The PCPD begins asking uncomfortable questions. A quiet investigation may already be underway, and one wrong move could land Drew in a jail cell, or worse, expose secrets that could topple powerful people across the city. But this is General Hospital, and justice isn't always straightforward. There's also the possibility that Drew becomes the fall guy for someone even more dangerous. Could he be covering for a shadowy figure pulling strings from behind the scenes? Could his fate involve being forced out of town, disappearing under mysterious circumstances, or making a desperate deal with an enemy to save Willow from further harm? One thing is certain: the man who walks into Tuesday's episode will not be the same man who walks out. While Drew's world threatens to implode, another storyline is about to light up screens with emotional intensity and long-awaited closure. Britt is back, and she has a surprise for Jason Morgan that no one, especially Jason, will see coming. Since her apparent death, Britt's presence has lingered like a ghost over Port Charles. Her bravery, her vulnerability, and her complicated love story with Jason left a mark on everyone, but especially on the stone-faced enforcer who never quite let himself grieve publicly. Now, Tuesday's episode promises to reopen that wound, and possibly heal it. Jason has been in full protector mode lately, focused on keeping Carly, Sunny, and his children safe while navigating new threats. Emotions are a luxury he rarely allows himself. Memories of Britt are something he keeps locked away, buried beneath duty and silence. But Britt's surprise, whether in the form of a recorded message, a hidden letter, or a revelation about her final days, forces Jason to confront feelings he's never truly processed. The content of the surprise is being kept tightly under wraps, but insiders tease that it's deeply personal and profoundly emotional. It's not about danger or enemies. It's about truth. About love. About what Britt wanted Jason to know but never had the chance to say. Imagine Jason alone, the noise of the world fading, as he listens to Britt's voice. She's calm, tender, and heartbreakingly honest. She talks about their connection, about how he made her feel seen in a world where she was often judged and misunderstood. She may even confess that loving him gave her peace in the face of her illness and mortality. The surprise could include something symbolic, a keepsake, a watch, a photo, or even instructions for Jason to do something in her honor. Something that will push him to finally let go of his guilt and embrace the fact that what they shared was real, meaningful, and beautiful. For a man known for his stoicism, Tuesday could bring one of Jason Morgan's most vulnerable moments in years. The surprise from Britt cracks open the emotional armor he's worn since her death. Memories flood back, their quiet conversations, their unspoken understanding, the way she challenged him to be more than just a soldier. This isn't just nostalgia. This is unfinished business of the heart. And it may influence Jason's choices going forward, romantically, emotionally, and even in terms of loyalty. Britt's words could remind him that life is fragile, love is rare, and that shutting himself off might be the greatest mistake of all. The beauty of Tuesday's episode lies in the contrast between Drew and Jason. Drew stands at the edge of ruin, his past actions coming back to haunt him, his intentions under a microscope. Jason, meanwhile, is confronted with a reminder of a love that was pure, tragic, and cut short. Both men are forced to face truth. For Drew, it's the truth about manipulation, power, and the damage he may have caused. For Jason, it's the truth about vulnerability, loss, and the possibility that he deserves happiness even after everything. Port Charles reacts. As these storylines unfold, the ripple effects spread through the canvas. Carly senses something is off with Jason and worries he's carrying pain alone, as he always does. Nina fears that Willow's ordeal will permanently damage their already fragile relationship. Michael becomes more determined than ever to protect his family, even if it means going to war with Drew. Sunny quietly assesses the shifting power dynamics, aware that Drew's potential fall could create a dangerous vacuum. Everyone feels the tremor. No one is untouched. The cliffhanger you won't see coming. Tuesday's episode is expected to end on a powerful cliffhanger. On one side, Drew receives devastating news, possibly an arrest warrant, a betrayal by an ally, or proof that someone he trusted has turned on him. His face, usually composed, finally cracks, revealing fear, regret, and desperation. On the other, Jason clutches Britt's final gift, eyes glistening, as he makes a silent vow, either to honor her memory, to change something about his life, or to protect someone in a way only he can. Two men. Two fates. One episode that reshapes the emotional landscape of General Hospital. Drew's fate after Willow's syringe shocker isn't just about scandal, it's about accountability. It's about how far someone will go to control a situation, and the devastating cost when that control crosses into manipulation. Britt's surprise for Jason isn't just fan service, it's a love letter to a story that deserved more time, more happiness, and more closure. It's a reminder that even in a world of mob wars and political intrigue, the most powerful moments are the quiet ones, where truth and emotion finally break through. Tuesday, January 20th promises to be an episode that fans will talk about for years. Secrets will surface. Hearts will break. And the future of Port Charles will shift in ways no one could have predicted. One syringe changed everything. One message will change everything else.